So what is the most important election issue is the question which was asked. 27% have said price rise, 27% have said unemployment as well. Poverty, 13%, a lack of development, 8%, corruption at 5%. Other issues, 20%. Farmer discontent, again, we'll look at that as closely as we can. Given our time constraints, 53% say it's very important, 22% say somewhat important, not much, 17%. The government recruitment scam, is that an election issue, is what people were asked, and 43% said that it is a very important election issue. So therefore, on the issue of corruption, this one, the government recruitment exam scam, 43% said very important, 24% said somewhat important, 19% said not much. Is reservation an election issue? 34% said it is a very important issue, 24% said it is somewhat important, 26% said no, in fact, it's not. The Uniform Civil Code, is that an election issue? Is that something that bothers you? 17% said it is very important. Somewhat important is what 18% said. So not an extremely high number over there. Not much is what 25% said. Cow protection, is that an election issue? Is what we asked a lot of people across the state. 36% said, in fact, that it is very important. 22% said it's somewhat important. 26% said no, not very much. Should Madhya Pradesh hold a caste census, right? And that's a critical issue across the country now, huge political ramifications. 44% said yes, 24% said no, 32% said they can't say at this stage. Yes.
Both Kamal Nath and Shivraj Chauhan are promising schemes. Kamal Nath is promising to write off loans further. Shivraj Chauhan had an interest waiver for farm loans. So all of these point out that there is a genuine problem of affordability, which sort of you can look at it as unemployment or you can look at it as inflation. Sure. Actually, it's a combination of both.
See, Vishnu, you said the paper leak scam, and then we look at unemployment. If you club the two, A, the government is not able to give more employment, and B, whatever little it could afford to give is marred with corruption. And that is going to affect, because listen, a government is going in. Shivraj has been there for close to 2 decades, barring a small 15-month period. So over a long period of time, when you have a voter fatigue, and then you also have these issues which affect the youth, you are in a sort of trouble. And that is one of the reasons that the Congress is thinking that it might turn up. They are looking at, in all their promises, also to give more employment and things. So I think unemployment and lack of development and corruption, they all three combined together do raise a question.
We don't promise, we guarantee. And when we guarantee, we deliver. 70 schools, Eklavya schools, directly benefiting the farmers and their families. There are so many things happening at the ground level which people overlook here. To stay in power for such a long time doesn't happen without development. Today, we are going, all top leadership is there, they're contesting elections, a lot of people are there. We have so much to show in Madhya Pradesh, from farmers to women to development at the lowest level of the system. It has all happened because Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji has been a hands-on chief minister. He had a clear vision, he was in touch with people, and then people of Madhya Pradesh has been seeing two things. You must make a note of that. The fight between Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath and the corruption surrounding Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, scams from Karnataka, Rajasthan. People are very wise today. You are not, Madhya Pradesh, don't look at Madhya Pradesh in isolation. Madhya Pradesh has examples to give that we will become like Chhattisgarh if Congress comes to power. There is corruption. Now you take money from betting scam people also. People are seeing all
just
that.
Just on that point, I haven't understood. Madhya Pradesh will become
Chauhan government
like
is also delivering.
It's
also delivering.
Madhya Pradesh will become Chhattisgarh, you mentioned in what context? I haven't understood that.
In corruption, sir. In corruption, sir. This is what people are seeing. They are seeing Chhattisgarh turning out to be one of the most corrupt states when the chief minister is
Okay, we'll
directly
talk
involved
about corruption
in
in
taking money
Chhattisgarh in the next
from
part
some-
of the program. But let Radhika reply to
some scamster.
Okay, I get your point. Radhika, would you like to reply to that, saying that corruption is an issue? Yeah, dodging the Congress
it's very
across the country. Yes.
unfortunate. Very unfortunately, the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson has not done his homework well. Sir, I would like to remind you, when you're talking about corruption and your election department that has just labelled out that the chief minister's name and said that you should read the election department of yours, the ED's press release, which says these are matters subject to investigation. They have not been investigated yet. It is the Chhattisgarh government which has issued a lookout notice to get those people arrested in Dubai. But your government, the central government, whose responsibility it is to ensure that those people are arrested, are still not done and they're still absconding. It is the central government's responsibility to ensure that the Mahadev app is banned, yet it continues to flourish under the rule of the Bharatiya Janata Party Modi government. It is not in the hands of the state government. And it was your government, 15 years of Dr. Raman Singh, that was lived in corruption, jise kehte hain. And the same thing is happening in Madhya Pradesh also, where it is the students since 2018. So the constable, sub-inspector and constable की भर्ती के तक आप लोगों ने वहाँ पे नहीं निकाले. The exams will take place. The youth have crossed the age, waiting to give their exams. And it's not just that, even in medical, everywhere.
Okay. All right. So several examples that you raise of corruption. It's one party's word versus the other.